So we got to see how they're going to change from then to now, as right now they're only dealing with Infernal Blade. Oracle would have given them Fortune's End, and now the Sven banned out, as that's not going to be what they're going for. But Sven gives that Stormhammer, that God Strength. Usually goes to a Blink Dagger as well. And they'll be going into the Ember, which is Lockdown. That's Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. Do what you can to lock them in. You've got the Infernal Blade to work with now. I would say they still need a little bit more. Searing Chains isn't as, isn't always reliable.
10 seconds remaining.
And then Infernal Blade only does really so much.
Remaining.
So need to see what the game plan is going to be with this Ember Spirit. Where we're going to see the Ember and the Doom the Nature's Prophet.
Radiant team pick.
As now EHOME go into the Troll. We've seen Sylar previously on this Troll. As Ember for Newbie in the game that they played the Ember went to the safe lane. We'll see if it's the same for Sirius, as they're yet to play Ember this qualifier. But Troll was played by them before. They had it in the safe lane, and now they're going to be going up against it with Ice Path as well as Avalanche Toss. We'll see if that's going to be enough, and this will be a game where Inflame does in fact get that Bat Rider, which could move Doom 4, Nature's Prophet 5. That's what it seems to me. So neither of them getting to play offlane.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Now you've got this Bat Rider who does play aggressive. But Omni Knight picked up here for EHOME. Not something you see all too often anymore. I don't think I even saw it during Epicenter in the Chinese region games I cast earlier this week. So Omni Knight, Troll, Jakiro, and Tiny.
10 seconds remaining.
Some good sustain here for EHOME.
5 seconds remaining.
Still could probably use one more thing with Lockdown. At least I would say. Of course, we'll have to see what that ends up being here, as the final bans will be coming out. But Sirius, they get themselves the lasso. Still think they could use something that isn't the ulti, or something a little bit more reliable. If they go Ember safe lane, Bat Rider, off lane, potentially get an OD.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
So let's see. We'll see what will be final ban here for EHOME. Thinking about what they're banning, what they're picking, as they've got them back to back, and they do end up banning the Medusa and going into Storm. So Storm gives you some control, gives you mobility as well. Has Vortex to work with, as well as really being a nuisance with the Static Remnant, as well as moving over with Ball Lightning. So how are Sirius going to counter this? They do have Doom. I would say it probably should be committed to the Storm Spirit if you don't want him getting away. And they can fight off that and look for the Storm and Doom him whenever it's off cooldown. there's the OD that I was talking about for Sirius. So, ASD will be on the OD, Inflame on the Bat Rider, Sylar playing that Ember Spirit, HYM will be on the Doom, Tianming on the Nature's Prophet, and then for EHOME, Ferrari on that Storm, which we saw him play earlier, Faith Beyond on that offlane Omni Knight, and on the Troll, Innocence on the Jakiro, and Jinkyu back on the classic Tiny. No surprise there, to be quite honest. So, we'll see what Sirius are able to do here with EOD. It'll be up against the Storm Spirit. Ferrari played pretty aggressive on the Storm as well, and we saw ASD play the Storm. Very popular pick in this region so far. It's interesting to see the Omni Knight come out. Definitely not a hero I have spotted at all. Actually, it was Ferrari who was on the Storm for both games against Newbie. And then only one game against Newbie for ASD on Team Sirius. But we'll come into this one. It's a best of 2, so I'm not sure if there's tiebreakers or anything. But this is looking like the last game regardless. I haven't exactly gotten an answer yet. We'll see how the lanes end up forming out. I know that a lot of these games, I would say at least 4 of the 5, if not all 5 of them, they've been really trying to find the matchups. This game not looking the same, at least for EHOME, as they would usually smoke up all 5 and try and find themselves in a position where they could place down a ward to get that information to find the proper matchups. And neither team really doing that. They could send Treants out to go scout. Maybe they don't have to spend the money on the smoke to get that information, but for right now, it's Faith Beyond and Innocence over in the off lane, and really no switch. It's just going to be End over in the save lane, hiding in the trees right now.
30 seconds to battle.
So Sirius, after moving Sylar from 5 to 1, have looked better. Obviously, this last game against EHOME wasn't that great, but, you know, when I talk about Sirius finally starting to mesh, the same can be said here about EHOME. They're a team that have really changed roster, well, have really changed their outlook on the roster since they were dominant early in the season. I mean, back when they had Ego, ASD, Faith Beyond, Innocence, as well as Tianming, they were pretty non-stop. But now you're up against Sirius, who have ASD and Tianming. So you don't exactly have that roster anymore, and you're dealing with Faith Beyond coming back from injury and coming in, who is a guy who takes a little while to mesh. But you've picked up Jinkyu, former Serenity player, and, well, you're looking pretty decent with a very, very strong veteran in Ferrari. In the previous game, we saw Ferrari absolutely destroy ASD on the Morphling, and there was not much he could do. He was down about 2,000 net worth to Ferrari in the last game. So, for sure, for this game to go better for Sirius, they need ASD to start that off with how he's playing against Ferrari over mid. He cannot find himself 2,000 net worth behind. Meanwhile, Tianming just continuing to harass Jinkyu as much as he can. You've got Batrider looking for level 2 when he can. Get that Firefly out there and continue to put these stacks on the end. He's got a 5th stack now, and if they're able to just run at him, get these creeps through, and maybe even glyph the creeps, they could find a kill once he gets Firefly. Jinkyu looking to defend. I think I thought it. I'm not sure if I said Jinkyu on the same side as this Batrider, but that's not the case. They'll bring in HYM, though. So maybe they can go Inferno Blade into a sticky Napalm with Firefly. Holding the skill point at the moment. We'll see if he just waits for level 3. But Shockwave across Jinkyu as well as Never End. Take a look over mid, ASD still struggling a little bit to Ferrari's 10-1. And the lane we haven't really talked much about at the moment is Faith Beyond here with the Omni Knight with Innocence on this Jakiro. Definitely hoping to improve on how many kills I miss in this game. It's, definitely feeling the time right now at 5:41. But I promise I'll miss 0 kills this game. That's the plan. That is the objective. So right away, Ferrari will pop that salve in the uphill miss, so be able to keep that salve. Now finally loses it. ASD getting a little bit low. The Astral Imprisonment onto the Storm. Meanwhile, I already break my promise. As Inflame gets the kill. There's 3 heroes getting low all over the map, and I end up missing the 1 kill that I wanted. So the TPN back over towards top. It is Inflame had gotten that first kill, that opening kill. I promise I'll miss no kills, guys. Proceeds to miss the first opportunity. But now I've got coffee. There's a difference between the first and the second kill. I didn't have coffee before. Thank you, Dad. Now I do. Ooh, Jakiro, low. Just sacrificing himself to the tier 2 tower. Come back, full health, full mana. And right now, 2-0 for Sirius, but still doing really well over mid is Ferrari. He's only 4 last hits ahead of ASD at the moment. It was a lot worse in the previous game where he was about 10 or 12 ahead, and then ended up about 2,000-3,000 net worth ahead of him on that Morphling. So if he doesn't find himself in that similar situation, he should be okay. Bit of damage thrown Innocence's way. And ASD sitting here ahead of Ferrari in terms of experience by, yeah, about half a creep wave or so. Just continue to trade here as the Astral Imprisonment comes out to help try and stop Ferrari from farming and getting him a little bit further behind. But as I say that, the Astral Imprisonment out of it, Vortex comes over, ASD getting low. And Ferrari Astral Imprisoned again, but Ferrari looking like he wants to make a move here. He needs to be careful with Tian Ming coming behind him. Ferrari taking a lot of damage, looks back at ASD, and now slows up Tian Ming. There's 3 heroes here, and he will end up dying. So HYM as well as Tian Ming make the rotation over. Both supports come in and help their mid. And with how ASD struggled in the last game, he's very thankful for his supports to come on over. Again, sitting a little bit low. He needs to be careful. But TM Ming still sitting here ready to go, as well as rotating over is the Jakiro maybe to help out over mid. So Ferrari in a little bit of a peculiar position. Meanwhile, back in the jungle, Jinkyu coming around is Inflame, just dragging these creeps off. Just in a line, they don't really know what's coming. They don't know that Sticky Napalm and Firefly is in their future. But Inflame doesn't know that Avalanche Toss as well as the Dual Breath is in his. So now they surprise him. He'll Flame Break. He's trying to get out of this one. Sticky Napalm doing a pretty good job with this Firefly as well as the Sticky Napalm being applied here to Innocence as well as Jinkyu. Gets to the high ground. Dual Breath comes in, but it's not going to matter. He's able to escape. So Inflame doesn't panic and is able to get out of that sticky situation. Able to survive there and what could have been a problem. You know, Faith Beyond's over bottom. He's gone 3 into the Purification, 2 into the Degen Aura, 1 into the Heavenly Grace, giving that extra regen and that bonus strength. Meanwhile, top, they're looking for end. Flame break right back into the hands of Inflame. He does have lasso. I don't even think he's going to need it. Ulti gets used here, and will finally use that lasso. Make sure he doesn't get into any more trouble. The Infernal Blade comes in. HYM gets the kill. And meanwhile, Sylar over bottom with the rotation of Ferrari gets killed off.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So the first kill there for EHOME.
Fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack.
And Jim needs to be a little careful. Not a lot of mana to his name. Doesn't have enough for Avalanche. Does have the Mango, though. He's also got the help of Faith Beyond if need be. Meanwhile, in the top tier 1, after getting that kill there on to the Troll, will end up going down. So they'll start to cut into where he's able to farm. ASD going into the Kaya. Innocence trying to get a couple of levels here with some solo experience over mid. Ferrari, he's level 6, but ASD finally getting the better of him, and he's sitting here level 8. So Sirius doing a much better job this time around. Especially ASD. So Firefly once again, but Inflame, he does not have a Blink Dagger, and he's not too close to it. They brought Tian Ming over to try and maybe get a Sprout, but he doesn't find anybody. And the great thing about this, at least for Sirius, is he's able to pressure anybody who came over off this tower, and now they'll be able to attempt to take it. Somebody should try to defend here. They do end up using the glyph, and they will TP one in. Jinkyu ends up coming over, and the Avalanche is used, but it won't be close enough to Tian Ming, who will finally be spotted here by Ferrari with the ball lightning in, and they'll be able to get the kill easily with Purification over on Ferrari 430, and they'll get the kill. But meanwhile, mid, Innocence goes down to the lasso of Inflame and ASD. So it's only 5-2, and top of the net worth right now is ASD, up 1,000 net worth overall. So Inflame looking to get this Blink Dagger as quickly as he can. Use that to initiate there with Lasso. And you've got the Lasso, which will set up potential teleportations in from Tian Ming. He's only level 4. He's in a 4 position. So I'm not too sure how much that's really going to help. It's really about setting it up with, say, Sylar, where you blink in, find that Lasso, and Sylar's already near the lane. Then you have Tian Ming coming in. But Sylar low. Remnant's back was in a bit of trouble for a moment. So they'd both end as well as Jinkyu hitting away at him, and he got low, about 75 health there. And that was a very rough situation again for Sylar, one he's not too unfamiliar with in this game, where he was just blown up over bottom. Show imprisonment. Meanwhile, top. Try and get this kill here as they get the Doom out onto the Omni Knight. Faith Beyond will end up dying. Sour Grit's credit with that one. They find the Omni Knight, who's not out of the feasible realm of dying to these heroes just yet. They get that kill on the Omni Knight over bottom, and will be able to take a tower. So he's happy with that. He's continuing to farm. He's not too far behind this OD, and if you take a look at where the net worth split is, it's 1,000 between ASD as well as the Bat Rider. And in between those two heroes is 3 heroes here from EHOME, and all 3 of those are the cores. Faith Beyond's been doing a very good job of finding his farm. He's going into the Vlads. You've got Troll, who's going Diffusal Blade after picking up those phase boots. And actually, last place out of all the cores on EHOME, going for the Kaya, is Ferrari, who started out really well, but kind of slowed down as ASD took over the lane.
Invisibility.
So now ASD's time to farm as he's level 11, has that Kaya. 800 gold saved up towards that Blink Dagger. And again, we'll take a look over at Inflame, who's trying to farm up the Blink Dagger as quickly as he can, going after these neutral camps. Just a couple hundred gold away from it. So burn away these neutrals and maybe look towards getting the next creep wave to finish off this Blink. It's finally finished off here for Faith Beyond. As they're thinking about going in on Ferrari. They know he's there. They just need to be able to find the lasso to get the kill. Fortunately, won't be able to save up money for the Blink Dagger beforehand, but they finally get the lasso. AST comes over to hit away at Ferrari. Sanity's dropped, but Ferrari's okay. Okay. Drops Sanities while he's in Ball Lightning. He's able to just escape. Meanwhile, that opens up the map for Ann to come over to Roche. Tiny getting low as they'll chase. HYM, Inferno Blade with the Shockwave. Sleight of Fist. Sylar gets credit for that one. Back over towards Roche. They'll grab themselves the Aegis. Nobody can test them. And is not really stopping here as he's going for the tier 1 tower. So he gets the Aegis. He kills Roche. He gets a tower. Overwhelming the map. Sirius not coming over. And now the game is back to even.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Batrider goes... He was what seemed to be saving up for that Blink Dagger that whole time. And then just buys out Boots of Travel instead. They smoke in here? Yeah. Okay. So HYM moving over with Sylar. Sylar does have that Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. But Smoke ends up breaking and End is okay with Innocence over on the high ground. Avalanche comes out on the Sylar. Sleight of Fist Searing Chains though on to Creeps. They've also got the lasso, so despite Searing Chains not coming in, they will still get the kill here on his Jinkyu. Faith Beyond rolling forward. He just kept walking forward. Nobody from Sirius turns around or bats an eye at the Omni Knight. Just continue to walk right at him. And, well, let's see if they're able to get the kill on the Sylar. They have the defusal. They have the damage and the purification on top of the Ice Path. An easy kill there for Ent. Unable to get out with that Remnant. As it was very slow getting away from him. And they are able to find that kill on the Sylar. That is now the second time that he's died. Still in a close game as the Doom comes out from HYM. They'll find the Storm Spirit. In a lot of trouble trying to survive. The Purification comes out from Faith Beyond. That might keep him alive past the Doom as they drop the Sanities once again. But AST's the one who ends up falling. End's got the Aegis. They'll use the ulti on Faith Beyond. They'll get the kill here onto HYM. So they'll take out 2. The Ball Lightning comes over. The Vortex in onto the Nature's Prophet. Make that another one. That's going to be 3 here for EHOME. So 9-6. 3 heroes die on Sirius. EHOME finally taking advantage. Faith Beyond did drop that Guardian Angel. It kept a couple alive for a little bit longer. He ended up falling regardless. And they do make out with a couple of kills there for EHOME. And using that Aegis has that Diffusal going into the Sanjin Yasha. He's sitting top of the net worth by 1,200 gold. And EHOME starting to pull away with a lead. They finally get their first net worth lead in the last couple of minutes. They're up 1,000, but they're going to be working with Ferrari's mobility. He's looking to get into that Bloodstone, and meanwhile, he's going Sanjin Yasha. Now the question is he able to get out of this one? They've got the lasso, and Siler coming in, the Ice Path, and doing a lot of damage here onto the Bat Rider. And the Macropyre is laid down. Now Sirius are the ones who are on the run. And Searing Chains comes out. Faith Beyond. They'll Sprout push him back, but is Faith Beyond going to be able to make it out of this one? And might even turn on this. They've got Innocence. They've got themselves the Ice Path on to 2. HYM as well as Inflame need to be careful and continue to move forward, but they've got the Sprout once again. He can't go after anybody. He's kited up once more. He'll end up dying, and now they'll look for the exit kills on both Innocence as well as Faith Beyond. Here comes Tian Ming. They've got the Infernal Blade. That'll hit on the Faith Beyond. The Sprout blocks him out and still moving forward, but they've got the Avalanche from Jinkyu. That might help Faith Beyond get out of this one, but the Astral Imprisonment keeps them close. They'll get the kill. That's going to be a second here for Sirius, and they pull right on back. Meanwhile, Inflame gets a kill onto Ferrari to make it a third. And that was without the lasso. So Sirius bring it back. They've got a lead once again. Bat Rider. Is there a blink on this? Yes, there is. So Inflame will have the blink. So HYM. He's got Doom available to him. He's going into a blink dagger. I wouldn't be surprised to see a BKB afterwards. Meanwhile, ASD is going into the Kaya Yasha. He's also got a blink, so they have the blink on Inflame. They have the blink on this OD, and then they've got the Remnant movement here from the Ember Spirit, as well as the Sleight of Fist Searing Chains. They also have the Teleportation and Nature's Prophet, so the mobility's not a problem right now for Sirius. And I wouldn't be surprised now with these blink daggers if they could start playing a little bit more aggressive. And if they want to wait for potentially BKBs, they're actually going Radiance here in the Ember Spirit. They could do so as well, but Blink Dagger timing's here for Sirius, and they can debut these and get a couple of pickoffs. That would be nice to extend their lead a little bit, as it's cutting back towards even. So meanwhile, bottom side are going to continue to pressure the tier 1 tower. Will finally grab it. He's going into this Radiance, which is really his first big item. He did pick up drums, but not much else to talk about. And meanwhile, EHOME, they took a tier 1 tower over top, and they'll smoke up after this. Got TM Ming waiting in the trees. Wrath of Nature coming through, but we'll see if it's even enough to deter EHOME. It doesn't look like it. They'll cut through the jungle with 3 heroes bottom for EHOME, or for Sirius. ASD blinks right into the hands of EHOME. This is a problem. The Ice Path right on top of the Purification. The Dual Breath comes in. ASD unfortunate there. Just unfortunate timing going into the high ground where EHOME are coming over with a smoke. Now Sour and HYM are going to push out off this, as they're going to need a TP back home. They're also going to look for this Radiance recipe and try and finish it off as quickly as they can. So they just need 100 gold on Sylar. Meanwhile, Inflame, he's now going into the BKB. Doom setting up for an axe? Potentially. He's got the point booster. Do they have another smoke available?
Dire's top tower is under attack.
There's a Storm at. Going for that Bloodstone, not too far off of it. OG, meanwhile, he's going for the BKB. So you're going to see 2 BKBs at least in terms of, from the Sirius point of view, relatively soon. But it looks like Doom is going Axe. You've got Radiance now on Ember Spirit. He's going into the Euls to follow that up. We'll see if this Radiance ends up being enough, as EHOME now Satanic for the Troll. Lightning, Inflame spotted for just a moment. They've got the Diffusal Blade. That's out into the Batrider. They'll back off towards the Shrine. They'll smoke off that, and they're going to look to pressure. Sirius haven't exactly gotten out of that fight just yet, as they'll rotate through mid. They might even go rotate through mid and up towards the Shrine. You can't expect them to have all gotten out there and TP'd away. And that's exactly how they're going to go through this. They're going to go through the mid lane. Now they'll find Sour. Sour in trouble. He'll get the Remnant away. Can he make the escape? The Remnant even further away. That's going to be a third Remnant potential jump. We've got 4 heroes here with everybody from Sirius trying to Delta split away from this engagement. They don't need it yet. They want to get the BKB here on ASD. They need the BKB here onto the Batrider. He's over bottom. And Doom, HYM will TP out. Now a smoke picked up by Sirius. Wards placed here by the Nature's Prophet to try and get some vision here in the jungle, and that's what they're going to look to use the smoke with. But EHOME still posturing and pressuring past the river. So this is a really tough spot for Sirius to be in. They don't have vision of EHOME waiting on the high ground. Come across once again, and moving over. They've got the lasso. They'll find the troll. They'll throw at the Doom. They'll get the kill immediately. He's going to be dead for 50 seconds. Now they look and turn their attention towards Faith Beyond. They'll TP over TME. Flame Break is a complete miss, but Faith Beyond's still in trouble. He's hit with the Astral Imprisonment, has the Purification, trying to survive. Heavenly Grace, TP attempt out. Can he get out of this one? And he will! The Avalanche is there from the Tiny to help him escape. Helping Faith Beyond out, as well as getting himself out of this one. I mean, that is a great move there from Jinkyu to get his Faith Beyond partner out of that, where he looked potentially dead to rights. So Faith Beyond surviving, but still Sirius taking a lead. And it's been back and forth between this 2,000-3,000 mark for the last 5 or 10 minutes. Sour escaping with a Remnant onto the high ground. He's still looking to go into that Euls. They've almost finished the BKB here on the Batrider, and they still need about 2,000 gold, not a little bit less than that, there for the BKB on OD. They get that BKB onto the Batrider as well as the OD. These fights might get a little bit easier. Not a team being overly aggressive, but as I say that, the ball lightning right in. Sanities is going to be dropped here with the Astral Imprisonment on him. So they were hoping he'd be a little bit more out of mana, and they dropped Sanities again on this Storm for nothing. And coming around now on the HYM, they've got the Blink as well as the Avalanche. Ice Path on the money. There's the toss with Purification on top of the Doom, and they'll be able to get the kill and leave it there for end. Now you know that Sanities is not available. You've got a good opportunity here to push. EHOME are going to take advantage of this. They've also got Storm coming back in with full health, full mana. So they need to be very careful. Meteor Hammer laid down to the tier 3. Sleight of Fist comes out. And continuing to hit away at this tier 3 tower. And let's see if they can deter the side of EHOME from continuing to pressure and go for the tier 3. They might back off after getting the tier 3, but that opens up the shrines, and that's going to make Roche that much easier for them. And Roche is up right now. We'll see if they even stop to take the shrine, or if they're just going to go into the Roche pit and try and take the second Aegis of the game. So the scan comes out immediately from Sirius. They do end up going Ags on the Doom. Qualifier, Ice Path. Oh boy, in a lot of trouble is Tianming. He ends up dying immediately. He TP's forward, but they've got the lasso. And the BKB is going to be popped here by the Bat Rider. They've also got the Ice Path as well as the ulti coming in from Faith. Beyond the Avalanche is going to be thrown from Jinkyu. Ball lightning forward. They've got the stun onto the Storm as well as the Inferno Blade. Sour trying to do something. The Remnant forward, but it's not going to be enough damage to kill the Storm just yet. They've got the Doom onto this Troll, but they still haven't killed him off. Finally, the Searing Chains come in. They'll get the kill. The buyback comes out from the Tiny, and now the Ice Path landing on a 2 once again. They'll get the kill here as they take out Sylar. ASD goes down. HYM is going to be the next one to fall. And Inflame, he's all by his lonesome self. He ends up dying, and that's going to be a full team wipe here for EHOME, and back into the pit they go. Looking really good here for EHOME. Not much they could do to stop this. This is actually particularly Soul Roach without the Troll. They don't have anybody to steal this or jump in or do anything. That's just going to be Aegis into the hands of Ferrari. That Meteor Hammer is the Nature's Prophets. He throws that onto the bottom tier 2, and we'll get credit for the kill on that one. Alright, I'm going to see these days. Rodney Toast next for him. Tianming doing a pretty good job in terms of item progression. Nothing too amazing. You still have the tiny Jinkyu, who's doing a really good job here with the Blink Phase Boots and then going into the Shadow Blade. As he has really helped out his team, found a couple of heroes with the Blink Avalanche toss, and initiated well.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's
Able to just take a tier 2 tower like that.
Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine is under attack. Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
So, BKB finally picked up here for the OD.
Dire's top tower
Got
has
multiple
fallen.
smokes for the Dire. And they were pressuring over mid, but that's all while the top lane is getting pushed in a little bit here by Sylar as well as Tianming.
Radiant's top shrine.
He's been moving around the map pretty efficiently to try and push out with the Meteor Hammer as well as the Treant, so use that Wrath of Nature. And again, just continue to push out.
Dire's
Trying to
top
find
tower
any and
is
all
under
opportunities that he can. With his team down about 4,000 net worth, it probably doesn't feel like much to them as these fights have been back and forth. But after that fight over by the Roche pit where they got team wiped, it could be feeling it and be feeling like they're on their heels at the moment, which isn't exactly false. Over mid, they'll throw the Doom. HYM in trouble. The ball landing all the way over. They'll get the kill into the Doom. They'll look for more. They have Lasso to work with as well as this 9-second BKB ready to go. If he wants to try and go in on anybody, the Lasso will be used, but he's not going to find anybody with it. The Meteor Hammer comes down, but it's not going to matter. A lot of damage on a Ferrari, but again, he's got that Aegis to work with. The BKB is going to be popped here by ASD, but they're just not doing enough damage to EHOME. Just are not doing enough damage here.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Heavenly Grace being used really well. Unable to find any lasso targets and hold on to them.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
Sleight of Fist coming through. Not even seeming like enough. Ball lightning all the way in. They found themselves Sylar. They'll throw the Ice Path down. He's in a lot of trouble. The ball lightning across the bow of this Ember once again. Ferrari doesn't really need to be careful considering he's got that Aegis. He would be happy to come back with full health, full mana. And there's the toss all the way back. Inflame in trouble. They'll get the kill and they'll pop the Aegis on the Storm Spirit. They finally get themselves a lasso onto the Tiny, but is it really going to be worth it? Finally, the ulti comes out from Faith Beyond. The BKB is going to be popped here by Inflame. On the back lines, though, we take a look. There's the Ice Path. They take out ASD. Sylar goes down. They've lost the Doom. He's dead for 74 seconds. The Meteor Hammer hits on it, too. Is it going to be enough? Sylar trying to do enough damage. Oh, Ferrari backing off. Now they'll look over the tier 3 tower with the help of End, who's starting to take these buildings. Avalanche toss comes out from Jinq. Sleight of Searing Chains on a 2. But it still just does not matter. EHOME. Unscathed.
Whoa, what'd I miss?
They just don't care. They're unscathed, unhurt. They lose an Aegis, but they don't care. Avalanche. Oh, they're gonna find him. TM Ming. Kill it off. Jinq. So good at this Tiny. They're looking for Inflame. Ferrari not going out too far. "22 Bloodstone charges. Next up is a Hex." Meanwhile, the Troll going into a Daedalus. He is set. They're going to smoke behind him. Trying to put this game away. Surfer Ward placed down inside the base. And Sirius just going to try and defend. Keeps pushing him through mid. Jinq. Meanwhile, he's got that Blink Dagger ready for a Blink Avalanche toss. But the ball landing's just going to come in with the Electric Vortex. They'll toss him up in the air as well as the Avalanche. He'll get the kill on an Inflame. He's dead for 70 seconds, but he does have buyback. The Sleight of Fist comes through, but it's not going to matter. Macropyre laid down on mid. They look over towards top. They'll also Glyph to keep these creeps invading the base. And now they'll look towards the tier 3 tower as End with the Lotus Orb on top of him is basically untouchable. BKB, there's the lasso. Is it going to be enough? Nope, there's the Doom following it up. They've also got the Meteor Hammer dropping down the ball landing on the backlines. They've also now found themselves a Sanity's Eclipse. They'll take out End. He's dead for 70, but Ferrari, he's untouchable. The toss comes in. Jinq in trouble. Might have stayed a little bit too long. The Astral Imprisonment. Sirius might be holding here as they got the kill on the Innocence. The Searing Chains comes through on the Jinq. And it's a triple kill for ASD. So they gain about 3,000 on the net worth. It does somehow work out in their favor as they lose End. $13,000 net worth lead here. Still for EHOME. And going up onto that high ground was a little bit of a mistake as they lose a couple. But you're going to get to a point where this Storm Spirit hits level 25 and it's going to be that much harder to fight around him. They're still trying to push these towers with the Meteor Hammer. ASD moving forward with the Nature's Prophet this time. They find Faith Beyond! Ooh, ball landing over with the Electric Vortex, but they've got the stun coming out from HYM, and now the Flame Break hits. Faith Beyond trying to run away with the Lotus Orb on top of him. ASD's forced to pop the BKB, the Macropyre laid down. Faith Beyond continuing to chase. Oh, Ice Path not going to land, but the ball landing forward. ASD in trouble. One more shot, he'll end up dying. BKB's going to be popped by Inflame. They've got the Yules, they'll get the kill. He's going to be dead for 80. Send him up, drop him down, get the kill, take him out. And Sirius lose the OD, and they're going to be forced to buy back on him. Having End up, they'll be able to push very quickly. Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains. They've got the Yules coming out from Sylar. Searing Chains once again. Trying to defend. See what they can do, but the ball lightning comes out. Now in trouble, Sylar already down to about half health. The Searing Chains comes out onto 2, but they've got themselves Mega Creeps. They're doing a lot of damage here as ASD had bought back. He'll get the kill on the end. He's dead for 74 seconds once again. Now rooted up is Innocence. They're going to look even further down the line as they've got themselves the lasso. That's going to be all the way through on a Faith Beyond, but he is very tanky at the moment. We'll see if it's going to be enough. Sylar, Yules staying alive for now. Ferrari comes back in with the Remnant placed down. He'll get the kill. Sanity's Eclipse is dropped to get the kill on a Jinkyu. They bought back on ASD. He needs to get out of this one. TMing is there with HYM. Meteor Hammer coming down. Doesn't hit Ferrari. Oh boy, he is low on mana. He's just going to wait there. Heavenly Grace on him. He's regenning quite well. BKB is going to be popped by Inflame. And they still can't kill him, but finally on the low ground. They get Ferrari. 4 heroes dead. Faith Beyond somehow the sole survivor of that one, but around the tree. HYM. TP's back because their base is getting overwhelmed. So now they have to hold against Mega Creeps coming in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Can he sprout enough to keep his base alive? Is anybody from his team going to help him? Finally, he has the Inflame to help. This is so rough against Megas. I mean, they're only winning these fights by a little bit. Cost them multiple buybacks, and now they're going to lose TMing again. Nothing you can do about that. Oh boy, they spot ASD. He needs to get out of there, and he does blink away. He'll buy back on TMing. Jinkyu was waiting. They now have gone to the Rod of Atos. We'll see if that's enough. As they go after Roche, they just choose Refresher Shard. Speth, Macrofire. Excuse me. No way in. They just choose Refresher Shard all in their hands. Cheese there on the Troll. They got the Refresher Shard on the Omni Knight, and now Smoke. They're looking to pressure. They're looking to finish it now. Blinding all the way over, and let's see what they're able to do. The Electric Vortex, there's the toss coming through. They get the kill on ASD. He's going to be gone for 2 minutes. Use the ulti from the Omni Knight, dragging a couple into the base here, as he has the Ags to lasso in too. Jinkyu so tanky, it doesn't even matter that the well is hitting him. They call GG. EHOME gets the 2-0 victory. They outlast this well. Shots coming in. EHOME get the victory. EHOME take the group. And this is after EHOME had looked questionable coming out of the major qualifier. But they go 4-0. And they end up top of their group. Let's see. Who does it look like they're going to be playing? Well, Group B is kind of a stalemate right now. But EHOME 1, Sirius 2. It looks like it. I mean, it's anyone's game. Everybody came out tied. They could tie this other series here between King Gaming and Typhoon and be 1-1-1-1 all the way through. So who knows? But, well, that is it here with Group A. We'll be back with playoffs tomorrow as EHOME. They take a well-fought victory, 40 minutes. It was a little slow in the beginning. There's only like 10 kills in the first 20 minutes. We get through it, and that's it. I'm a caster BCop, at BCop92 on Twitter. Follow me to know when I'm casting. I apologize again as I slowed up in these last 2 games or so, and that's my fault. So I'll be better tomorrow. Sorry I wasn't good enough tonight. Started off well, I just didn't finish well, and hopefully coming in tomorrow, things will be a little bit better, a little bit easier for me. So no excuses. I'll be better tomorrow. Sorry about that, guys. Appreciate you guys a lot. Congratulations to EHOME for taking top of the group, and we'll see who makes it into the minor tomorrow, as we'll have 3 best of 3s starting at midnight EDT, and then it'll be semifinals, upper bracket, finals, which will decide one slot, and then lower bracket finals, which will decide the other one. 3 best of 3s. We'll be back with it tomorrow. See you guys later.